This is Beer 30 Sports O'Clock. Hey, this is just a mess. I don't. All right, and this episode's beer, we're still on our two pitchers brewing kick. This is called the Weekender, and it's passion fruit, guava, and citrus radler. So it's a 5.2. It is a lager with passion fruit. You really can't taste the lager. This almost feels like a seltzer. No, I don't know. It's not too fruity. It's just kind of like, it feels like a hard seltzer, and it feels almost like a cider, if you will. So, but yeah, it doesn't feel too strong, too heavy. This is something you can definitely drink on the summer, on the weekend, as the name says. I like the can, though. But we got a variety pack, and we got that variety pack at Total Wine, my favorite beer store, where you can get variety packs, singles, 6-packs, cases, kegs, whatever you need at Total Wine. They're going to have it. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure this mic is not impeded with my hair. My hair will be done in next week. So, yes, next week. Anyway, that's not what we're here for. We're not here to talk about my hair. It was brought to my attention that I did not have in the 6-pack of the week one of the greatest one-handed catches from Thursday night's game on the 6-pack. And I owe the one-handed catch an apology. I feel like I do these apologies a little too much, but I owe that one-handed catch an apology. I should have had it on the 6-pack of the week because it's arguably one of the top one-handed catches of all time in the NFL. But it happened on Thursday, and in my defense, it felt like a month ago because literally we've had so much craziness happen on Sunday in the NFL and on Saturday. It just was so much going on. Hell, Friday night was a fucking crazy night of football. I just simply forgot. So, in light of that, or in lieu of that, or whatever you want to say, to make up for it, I'm going to go ahead and do a 6-pack of the greatest one-handed catches in the NFL, basically of all time. So, in no particular order, though. I'm not going to do an order because y'all ain't going to be killing me talking about this should have been 5 or this should have been 2 or that should have been. Nah, we're not doing that. But first up, to set the tone, is D. Hopkins. And this was back in the day when D. Hop was like official tissue. Make sure my sound is on. And yeah.
He wanted to be with this winning team, a chance in his career to be part of a great team. Here's Hilton blitzing off the slot again. Passer Hopkins. Oh my goodness. Did he catch that? That's the touchdown catch of the year if that's good. They're still talking about it. There's a flag down. If he got that inbound, that's the touchdown catch of the year.
Tip it up to yourself. He tries to one-handed here and just tips it up and then goes with the other hand. Oh, what an unbelievable catch.
Let's see.
It's hard to tell. Did he get that second foot down?
It's possession there.
Or did it just
one
land
foot
on
down? Yeah, I don't think anything else is down. It's a bummer. I don't care.
Let's check it out here. You see him get the one toe down. Oh, there's one.
They're down. They're down.
That's a touchdown, and that's probably one of the greatest catches I have ever seen. That man tipped it up with one hand and caught it with the other, draped in defender. So next up, we've got Marty Booker. I know some of y'all don't know that name, but this catch was amazing.
Here's Orton out of the shotgun. Here comes the pass rush. And that one is caught with a flag. Marty Booker.
That was nasty. That's probably the last time the Bears have seen a good catch in a long time. But listen, that was fucking phenomenal. Again, draped, one hand, laid out, caught it. Bang, easy money. Well, not easy, but you know what I mean. And next up is my man. You see him all the time on TV talking about people getting mossed and stuff. Well, Mr. Moss, that one-handed catch over Revis is stuff of legend.
Field, play the clock.
Well, they get to the line quickly, don't they? Brady goes for the big ball to Moss. He reels it in with one hand right over Revis. Beat him this time.
Play the field, play the clock.
Well, they get to the line quickly, don't they? Brady goes for the big ball to Moss. He reels it in with one hand right over Revis. Beat him this time.
Listen, that's one of the great one-handed catches because simply who it's caught on. First off, he toasted Revis, which is very hard to do. Revis was literally called Revis Island for a reason. That man literally would not let you past him. He would lock you up. Him and Randy Moss have had several battles and stuff like that. And man, that was a dime by Brady, but that catch the concentration was great. And the third catch, or fourth, I don't know, third, fourth, whatever. We're working on it. Brandon Lloyd.
Tebow to throw. Oh, what a catch by Brandon Lloyd. A one-handed grab. Wow, I think he catches that. What a tremendous effort by Brandon Lloyd.
Brandon Lloyd probably saved Tebow on that because Tebow really threw that shit behind him. But listen, the fact, again, concentration, getting the knee down and getting the first down. So, listen, it would have been dope if it was a touchdown, but we know once he got in the red zone, they just handed the ball off to Tebow, or Tebow just took off. Whatever. You know what I mean. So next up is the catch that I should have had on Six Pack of the Week, Mr. Garrett Wilson.
Four-man rush. Rogers to the end zone. And Wilson, can he one-handed and stay in bounds? They say he was out. Out. Lassiter covering on the play. Almost a catch for the ages.
Yeah, he's going to go for the only chance would be the knee if it came down. He has the ball. What a catch. Waiting for that other foot, just doesn't get down. The knee is close. That's what the crowd is reacting to.
What a grab, though. One-handed.
Oh, my gosh. Ridiculous catch.
The play clock is running.
Yeah, that maybe the shin gets.
They did call that a touchdown. Great catch. My man did the Jordan logo. But, again, I'm not putting this in particular order, but a lot of people argue that this is still the greatest one-handed catch of all time, Mr. Odell.
Is the running back. Play action. And Manning's going to heave one. There's a flag. Beckham, a one-handed catch. How in the world?
Oh, my goodness.
And Brandon Carr was back there. I mean, he is insane. How do you make that catch?
Oh, my goodness. This is sick. Put this to music. I don't think he stepped out either. That may be the greatest catch I've ever seen.
Number 39.
It was by far the best catch we've all ever seen. So, oh man. So, that was the one-handed catch six-pack of the week because I had beer goggles on last episode and not putting Garrett Wilson's catch on six-pack of the week. So I give myself beer goggles of the week for that because, yeah, come on, Ziggy. You know better than that. Anyway, now let's get to news you can booze to. I know everybody's going crazy. It is election time. But you know me, I'm not mixing politics and sports. Not doing it. I don't care who you voted for, what you voted for, or how you voted. I don't care. As long as you voted. Cool. Great. Have a good day. But the trade deadline ended on the same day as the election. NFL, I just don't like not being the main topic of discussion. This is insane. It's by far the most insane thing I've ever seen, and it's greatness all in one. So with that being said, let's go down and look at all the trades that happened. And listen, I wasn't thrilled about this, but I told you guys earlier last episode that the trade deadline usually isn't super, but no big names, it's no big splashes made. It's usually, during the draft that you'll see, or closer to the draft that you'll see trades and free agency and stuff like that. But we're not going to see it at the trade deadline. It's just too much going on. I mean, Tom Brady's a fucking part owner, so, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so let's just go down the list. Bears traded Khalil Herbert to the Bengals for a 7th round pick. See, this is the common denominator, okay? Draft picks, all right? Browns traded Zadarius Smith for a 5th and a 6th round draft pick from the Lions. Not going to lie, the Lions, that was a pretty good trade. Zadarius Smith still has a little fuel in the tank. He's still a good he's not going to replace Aiden Hutchinson, but he will be good as far as like adding to that depth of defense for situations. I mean, fuck, their defense is already outstanding. What is adding an extra sack machine going to do? Fucking ridiculous. Then Cowboys made a move. Cowboys traded a 4th round pick for Jonathan Mingo. Oh, and a 7th round pick. For a lot of you who are saying, who? Don't worry, Cowboy fans. Jonathan Mingo is a sustainable, he's a decent wide receiver. He hasn't really had any quarterback with him. He's been in Carolina, the most abysmal franchise in the league, and he's going to be serviceable. I don't think Brandon Cooks is coming back. I think Brandon Cooks is done. I think Mingo is going to take kind of his spot, but be more of a possession receiver, and they're going to let Turpin be the speed guy. Listen, most people, it's cool. You can't really be mad at it. Kind of high for a guy like that, but they did get a draft pick back. But just salt in the wound is that Amari Cooper was traded for a 5th round, and then they gave away a 3rd round to get Amari in Buffalo. So it's just, I don't know. It's just the Dallas Cowboy fans are not happy regardless, but they are especially not happy right now because Jerry is just feeding them the fucking bullshit. So I was not excited about this next trade. Packers traded the great, I will say, Preston Smith to the Steelers for a 7th round pick. Now, Packers didn't make any other moves. Steelers did. Steelers actually ended up trading with the Jets and got Mike Williams and for a 5th round pick. So I think the Steelers did what they were supposed to do as far as getting they got a little depth on the defensive line. They got a little depth on wide receiver because, Baltimore is coming. Baltimore is coming, and they still got to face Cincinnati, stuff like that. So I just feel like they're going to have to figure out a way to compete with Baltimore or Cincinnati. And I think that unfortunately they won't be able to if they didn't make these moves, right? Now, for the Packers, I'll say they just redid Preston Smith's contract. So as a Packer fan, it kind of hurts because Preston Smith was, Zadarius Smith and Preston Smith were once both Packers. So Zadarius, we let him go. Prior to that, he went to the Vikings, didn't do much, and then went to the Browns, didn't do much. Now he's with the Lions. He's traveling all over the North. Listen, I'm not upset with it, but Preston Smith still had fuel in the tank too. I don't know. I was expecting him to make another move to try to get some DB help or get some offensive line help, and they didn't really make any other moves. But, I mean, Jair, as long as he's healthy, is best DB duo, him and Xavier McKinney. But Jair's just not been healthy, so I thought they would go get depth for, help Nixon out because Nixon has been getting fucking toasted. So, anyway, Saints traded Marcus Lattimore for a 3rd, 4th, and 6th round pick to the motherfucking Washington Commanders. This would have been us, Packer fans. This could have been us. I'm all in on Marcus Lattimore. I was talking about him before. I should have said it on the show just so y'all can understand, but I was in arguments and group chats and text messages, all the time, Packers fans, all that good stuff where everybody texts their emotional, angry, fanatic fandom. And I've been saying for the longest, the Saints are in turmoil. They're going to be in turmoil for a while. Gun for their defense. Their defense, we need some of their defense. We should have went and got Cam Jordan too. We should have went and get just deplete their whole defense. Fuck it. We need some help on defense. We didn't do it. Does this put the Commanders in the driver's seat for the NFC East? I think Saquon might have something to say about it, but it does not look. The division, the Eagles play the Cowboys this next week coming up. If the Cowboys lose to the Eagles, then yeah, it's gonna get sticky. I don't know. This NFC East is kind of like anybody. It's wide open. I did have the Cowboys winning the NFC East. I completely retract that statement. I was dead wrong. I see the Commanders now possibly winning the NFC East. Or the Eagles. I think Saquon is having an outer body experience type running. But I think the only thing that handicaps the Eagles is Jalen Hurts and Kellen Moore. Yeah. Whereas the Commanders, they obviously are getting stronger. They're getting better. The rookie is not playing. He's going to be Rookie of the Year. I'm just saying. Yeah. Anyway, Cardinals also traded, because we already talked about Jets trading Mike Williams to the Steelers. I feel like the Steelers, like I said, it was a good look for the Steelers. Kind of saw that writing on the wall when Mike Williams dropped that pass. When he dropped that pass and then he fucked up and they threw a pick, I just knew it was coming. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. He was gone by at least the end of the season. Steelers just happened to be in the market for a cheap wide receiver that they could just use for, Offset and Pickett and things like that. But, I mean, I don't think it was a great pickup for the Steelers. He's not always healthy. He's frustrating as hell as Charger fans. I don't know. We'll see. Mike Williams in a solid foundation with Tomlin. We'll see. Russ is gonna make you look a little better than sometimes you may be. Hopefully he sticks and can bounce back and at least when it, make a run in the AFC. It would be fucking. Too bad they didn't trade him before so he could see the Jets. Because I don't think the Jets are making the playoffs. But Cardinals also traded Baron Browning for a sixth round pick. They traded to, oh man, I had this up too. They traded to the, I want to say they traded to the, boom, 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 boom. I blew that one. They traded to, the Vikings. No, that's not right. Sorry, y'all. I lost my train of thought. Oh, I'm sorry. The Broncos is who Browning went to. Or went from, excuse me, the Cardinals did get him. I don't know. Anyway, again, these trades, a lot of these people you probably even haven't heard of. the trade deadline is lackluster. We make such a big deal out of the trade deadline because that's what the media tells us. But usually the trade deadline is usually kind of disappointing. Hell, draft week is more enticing as far as trades and shit than anything nowadays. And I don't feel like the trade deadline was that great. The biggest trades were made before the trade deadline, which was Amari Cooper, Devontae Adams, which we all saw coming, and DeAndre Hopkins. Like, those were the best trades if you want to be real. Would have been great to see like a Myles Garrett or a Max Crosby or something like that, but no, Crosby's already come out and said he wants to be a Raider for life. The owners come out and say that he's going to be a Raider for life. Myles Garrett, I don't know. Maybe they're waiting to release him because they couldn't get what they wanted. But I don't see him staying in Cleveland. The Browns are just caca. So, all right. So I told y'all I would give y'all something extra. I told y'all I'd give y'all something special because I kind of fucked up. Had some technical difficulties on Better Beer, Bet the House. So you're going to get Better Beer, Bet the House on this episode. See, not a separate one that you got to search for or that you got to look for. Here's a little bonus for you, okay? First off, we're going to do college, pretty much college the entire way, because college is the earliest games from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, for fuck's sake, and then Saturday. And yeah. So I'm going to give you 5 college, 1 NFL, and I'm going to tell you how to make a good weekend, how to make some money this weekend, and go and enjoy yourself because, you got Thanksgiving coming up. You got Christmas. Oh, don't even start to talk about Christmas yet. They're already putting up fucking Christmas lights. But anyway, all right. So first up for Better Beer, Bet the House is Northern Illinois versus Western Michigan. Listen, Western Michigan has been real quiet on the home front ever since they beat Notre Dame. Some would say so. Now, in this particular matchup, they are 4-1 in their last 5 games against the spread against Western Michigan. Northern Illinois is favored. Basically, it's a pick-me at -1 or -1.5. Obviously, they got to win the game, so that's, but the thing that I'm looking at is Western Michigan is 5-1 straight up in their last 6 games. Northern Illinois is not. They're like 1-4 in their last straight up games. So listen, I'm rolling with Western Michigan. They are the underdogs. I think they're going to win outright, and they're going to cover as underdogs at +1 or +1.5. So do yourself a favor, take the +1 and take Western Michigan. Roll with it. All right. And Ohio, I know it's a lot of mid-Ohios and stuff. Ohio versus Kent State. Listen, Ohio is in contention to get in the MAC championship or title game, and they're trying to get a bowl game as well. Kent State is 0-10 versus Ohio straight up. 0-10 straight up. Jesus. So the spread is basically 3 touchdowns. I don't know if I feel comfortable at taking 3 touchdowns or taking Ohio to cover at 3 touchdowns. It's just very fluky. It's on a fucking Wednesday or Thursday, and it's just very flaky. I don't really trust Ohio that much. Okay, so I looked at this again and again and again, and I kept saying, man, I'm just going to take Ohio straight up. I'm just going to take Ohio straight up because Kent State is bad. I don't know if they're that bad, but I'm just going to take Ohio straight up, money line. But you can take the under on this. They are giving over-under is currently at 52. I think this is going to be a low-scoring, one-sided game. I think, 3 touchdowns from Ohio versus 3 points versus Kent State, and they're going to milk the fucking clock and walk this thing to the finish line. So I'm taking Ohio straight up and do a little two-leg in there. Do a little two-leg and put him at the under at 52. I've seen it go up. It was at 52.5, 53, and it's come down because they understand that this is not going to be that kind of a blowout. So take Ohio and take the under at 52. Ohio straight up. Don't take the spread. I don't trust them. Appalachian State versus Coastal Carolina. Listen, Appalachian State used to be a name, like they were almost like Vandy like a couple years ago, right? Everybody knew who they were. Appalachian State is the underdog here. Now they have had a rough season. Nobody's really talking about them, but they are 5-0 against the spread in games played in November. 5-0, okay? And Coastal is 1-5 against the spread in their last 6 games. The spread is basically another pick-me, 1 to 1.5. And again, Appalachian State is the underdog. So I'm taking Appalachian State +1 or +1.5, whatever it is, because they're going to win by at least a field goal. At least. So yeah, I'm taking Appalachian State as the underdogs at 1 or 1.5. It's up to you, or it depends on when you can catch it. I'd try to catch it right now if I was you, because it's at 1. All right, Cal versus Wake Forest. Listen, Cal has been giving everybody grief, and it's not going to stop at Wake Forest. They're going to continue. Wake Forest will be no different. They're going to continue to give them grief. Wake Forest is 0-6-1 against the spread in their last 7 games at home. And they're playing at home, which usually doesn't bode well for teams traveling across the country and stuff like that. But Cal has shown on more than one occasion that they can handle it, and they are very good. They are, however, Wake Forest is 7-3 in their last 10 games against the spread in week 11. I know that sounds like, oh shit, I should go ahead and take Wake Forest, but I don't think so. I think if you do, you'll end up, listen, take Cal. Apologies, my phone. Everybody, I tell everybody I'm filming and they still bother me. But anyway, take Cal. They're at -7. I'm taking Cal to win and cover at -7. They're going to win by more than a touchdown, and I'm really confident in that because they are 5-1 as well in their last 6 games in November. Cal's been rolling. Cal's been rolling very, very well. So take Cal to win and cover. Iowa versus UCLA. Look, Iowa is good. They run the ball, don't make a lot of mistakes. However, they're going across the country. Another traveling across the country game, right? This is east to west, though. Usually games that are played on a later night on California or the West Coast. It's always something sketchy, right? Iowa is 4-2 against the spread in the last 6 games. But UCLA, yes, the UCLA guy, the coach that didn't know couldn't introduce his team the right way. They are 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games. And the deciding factor for me is it's simple. They're 0-5 straight up. They're 0-5 straight up. So what that means in their last 5 games at home, they don't win at home. They can't hold it at home. But they are spread killers. So I'm taking Iowa on the money line. Money line, money time. That is it. Don't fall for it with the spread, because Iowa and UCLA are both good against the spread. And again, this looks like a trap game for Iowa. They just did listen. Iowa, money line. Bengals versus Ravens. This is NFL now, and this is the only NFL game I'm giving you because it's a Thursday night game. And to be honest, I feel it's very weird to me how Vegas does this sometimes. They'll pick a game and throw out some wild-ass number just to make us all go, I'll take that. The number right now is 6.5. That spread is far too much for these two teams. These two teams know each other. They play each other 2 times a year, and they play each other tough every single time. They had to go to overtime last time. I don't see this game being any different from the last time. I see them keeping it close, field goal to win kind of deal. But the Bengals are banged up. They're not good. That's why they traded for Khalil Herbert. They don't have a running back. And I don't think Khalil Herbert's going to jump in and just start playing on Thursday after being traded on fucking Tuesday. Baltimore is showing signs of fucking dominance. They just beat the brakes off the Broncos. Yes, they lost to the Browns, but that game was a high-scoring game. Came down to a miracle from Jameis Winston. Listen, last time these two teams played, it was 41-38 over the spread. So I'm taking the over. I'm not bothering with these guys. The Ravens are 5-0 when it comes to over/under. They're 5 times over, 0 under in their last 5 games, and the Bengals are 6-8 when it comes to overs. 6 out of 8. I'm taking the over at 52.5 points. I'm taking the over. If I catch it at 52, I'm taking it. But 52 to 52.5 is not nearly enough with the Ravens scoring 20 points. Even in their losses, they're scoring 20 or more points. Same thing for the Bengals. They're scoring 20. They're averaging 26 points per game. Listen, I'm taking the over. I don't care who wins this. I just want it to be a straight up fucking shootout. So that is Bet a Beer, Bet the House. And that's the episode today, man. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Thank you for liking, subscribing, following on Beer 30's many social media pages, and follow the Discord channel if you're on that tier. And there's going to be a couple of weekend plays that I'm going to throw out there for you guys, and that way you can get some extra money for those Christmas presents. This is Beer 30 Sports O'Clock.